Oh, come on, really? There's nothing racist about the whole try hard email on Twitch. I'm being serious, like there's nothing racist about it. That's where every single Twitch streamer is at, right? Like, Miss Kiff, Asmongold, Soda Poppin, Greek God X used to be there, but then now he's back at England. Like pretty much everyone, like all the big Twitch streamers and overall just streamers in general, they're all in Austin, Texas. So I know we reacted to like I don't know Jabroney's video from yesterday. If you guys didn't watch the YouTube stream, we reacted to the bizarre downfall of Greek God X, and then we watched Sunny P2's video on The Rock, which came out just yesterday as well. So I guess now today we're just gonna watch the video on xQc because why not? Because I wanted to do it yesterday, but I ran out of time, so may as well now. So yeah, like I said, it's made by Jabroney. Made some interesting videos. I'm already subscribed to him because he makes good content. So with that out of the way, let's watch the video.
Hey everybody, I want to take a quick second before we get started to thank the sponsor of today's video, Opera Browser. Opera Browser is lucid mode in the setting. Opera Browser also connected to the internet, particularly good at into access to cool features painting. I don't know what it is. But sometimes it feels like there's something more there. You start to feel like you really know the streamer, and it's probably because into the story. When you watch a streamer, it's probably because they're either really good at video games or they're funny. I think there was a third reason too, but I forgot what it was. Something about hot tubs and body painting. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that. God. After that incident, I just didn't want to stream on Twitch anymore. I mean, come on, seriously.
But sometimes it feels like there's something more there. You start to feel like you really know the streamer and like them as a person. Unfortunately, the only thing more shocking than falling into a parasocial relationship with a streamer is being snapped back out of it by the harsh cookie of reality.
I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but
if you're a broke boy, just say so.
But there's one streamer relationship that transcends the parasocial. xQc and Adept's relationship has been live streamed from the very beginning.
The quality must be terrible. Can you check it?
Why are you guys saying fine cap? It's not a cap. It's not cap at all.
Fine.
xQc's transformation from an upstart Overwatch pro player with 100 viewers on Twitch to a titan of the streaming industry, signing a $100 million deal is a story for the ages. But it's overshadowed by a story of trust and love that turned into a high-stakes game of lies, deceit, and betrayal.
You are not a victim here.
I'm so surprised that he managed to get paid like $100 million just for streaming on Kick. That's just, I don't know, that's kind of surprising. That's a lot more than like what was it LeBron James got for like his contract for renewal on the Lakers. Like what does XQC do for a living other than just live stream? Like is there anything else that he does on stream that's like worth $100 million?
You have never been a victim here.
Not trying to say that I'm mad at Kick for doing that, but it's like I don't know, like why $100 million?
Speaking with
Okay,
you,
I'm done
you
as
are
well.
not.
Things were bad, privately, publicly, career-wise, and I just didn't know what to do. And a lot of evil was shown, and a lot of terrible things were said and done. I sat there, and I was asked that question multiple times. Do you want peace, or do you want justice? And over again, I answered, I want peace. Now, where I'm at, I was asked, do you want peace or justice? I said, I want justice. I want justice now.
Good start. Let's go.
It's December of 2017. The setting is the Blizzard Arena in Burbank, California. The air is filled with the buzz of excited anticipation and gamer body odor as the arena is full of Overwatch players. But they're not here for some casual games of Overwatch, no. They're wearing fancy jerseys with cities' names on them. Names like Dallas Fuel, Houston Outlaws, and Seoul Dynasty. These players are here today to play preseason exhibition matches for the brand new Overwatch League. See, Blizzard wants to try to legitimize esports by building teams that are tied to individual cities, just like the NFL. And Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick believes that he could make NFL and NBA size money if he just copies their business model a little bit and then sprinkles some gamer dust on top.
Well, as we all know, the Overwatch League is over. Like I don't know, it just didn't work out well.
It's probably just Doritos nacho cheese flavor. And to his credit, 12 teams have already signed up for the first season. Each agreeing
start,
to pay
though.
Blizzard a $20 million franchise fee for a total of $240 million. That's a lot of loot boxes.
They opened my boxes! My 1,256 boxes! I was collecting those, bitch!
One of the players in the arena today is Felix Langell, known online as xQc. Just 1 month before, Felix had won the 2017 Overwatch World Cup MVP award while competing for his home country of Canada. Now, he's been added as a last-minute addition to fill the final spot on the Dallas Fuel. The Overwatch League is reportedly paying the players a league minimum of $50,000, so they don't have to stream and focus on playing at a professional level.
Yeah, it sounds like a joke. There's no way. Why would they even do that?
You serious?
That's yeah, seriously. I mean, yeah, esports is big, but like as a league, especially for one game in particular, I don't know. That's just a bunch of cap, in my opinion.
So, to supplement his income and just because he loved doing it, Felix had been streaming Overwatch on Twitch.
Bang, bang, bang! Oh, I'm on open mic again! Fuck!
At the beginning of 2017, he was averaging 150 to 300 viewers.
Not too
But
bad.
By the end of the year, he was pulling in well over 5,000.
Never mind.
On a
That's actually
regular
amazing.
basis. And it was because of this fast growth in popularity that he was recognized by someone in the stands that day, a woman named Sammy. Sammy also played Overwatch competitively and had been dabbling in content creation, going by the name Adept online. Hey, I know you. Aren't you xQc?
Oh, wait, you're wondering who is actually the most decorated worldwide gamer, international stage winner, T-Mobile MVP, juicer, warlord, most handsome motherfucker? What's up? That's me, man.
Wow, that's amazing. Good luck. xQc had a job in the Overwatch League because he played at a professional level, but he had a growing following on Twitch because of just how unprofessional he could be.
Oh God! Why? Why? What the? I don't even have words. Seriously. I mean, xQc is wild to say the least, but God, at least he didn't snort any G Fuel.
Felix was temporarily banned from Overwatch just a few weeks later for throwing games, but a lot of Felix's fans said he was a victim of match throwing himself. Stream snipers consistently joined xQc's team and did everything they could to lose the match just to get a reaction out of him. Trolling xQc became a common theme amongst his audience, with half of them there to cheer on their favorite Overwatch player and esports athlete, and the other half trying to make him so mad that he would fart and smash his desk again. Just a few weeks after meeting Sammy for the first time, Felix would see her again at a New Year's Eve party in Los Angeles.
And it was the most obnoxious music and people that I've ever come across, and I just realized that that's just how LA is. Just really just trashy clubs and people.
Felix had recently moved from Canada to LA to play Overwatch on a work visa. For most people, moving to a new city and a new country where you don't really know anyone would be a pretty difficult social situation.
Especially since it's LA, because my God, man. I actually went to LA a few times, and I mean, it looks all flashy and nice, but I don't know, just the people there are just all awkward, and I don't know. I think if I spend a lot more time there, I'm just gonna be like my soul is gonna be sucked out. Like it's not gonna be fun anymore. Like I feel like I'm gonna be depressed if I live in LA. I mean, that's what happened to a lot of people who moved there.
But Felix didn't seem to have a hard time meeting girls.
I didn't want to date Felix at all at first. When me and him met New Year's, he was with some other girl.
you really messed up
And so I
not
was
remembering
like, why would I want to be with this guy? Like, he's a player. Like, he could go, like, I'm not going to be one of his hoes. He could go fuck a billion other girls. Like, I'm not going to give it any of my attention, right?
In January, the regular season began, and Felix was regularly playing Overwatch in an arena full of screaming fans with TV-level broadcasts and casters. Fuel's third official matchup of the season was against the Houston Outlaws on January 18th. Felix didn't play in the match, but his unique personality and unintelligible trash-talking had gotten the attention of his opponents, leading Houston Outlaws player Muma to use X's own catchphrase against him after beating the Fuel.
In the wise words of a good friend of mine, rolled and smoked my doggies.
Jeez.
Felix responded on stream with about as much accuracy as a Winston man could be expected to.
Shut your fucking mouth. Go back there. Suck a fat cock. I mean, he would like it, but
Damn.
xQc's response was not received well.
Gotta be fucking kidding me. But oh my God, bro. Man. Thank God I'm not streaming this on Twitch at least, because wait, am I even allowed to show this clip on Twitch? Because I'm on Kick right now, but man, I'll be surprised if, if I show this clip and next thing you know, I'm banned on Twitch if I was streaming on there.
especially since Muma was one of the only openly gay players in the league at the time. The league acted quickly, releasing a statement the next day saying that xQc would be fined $2,000 and suspended 4 matches for his comments. Felix's team extended the suspension to the rest of Stage 1. Once reinstated, Felix would go to practice with his team for 8 hours, then since he didn't drive, he would usually walk or run home to his apartment and stream for 9, 10, sometimes 11 hours. And the stream was growing. By March, Felix was reinstated and returned to competitive play. But almost as soon as he came back, he got himself into hot water again.
Jesus Christ, how many times is it going to get in trouble, especially in the league?
While commentator Malik Forte was hosting an Overwatch event on stream, xQc went into the chat and started spamming tryhard7. The league was not pleased, saying that he had used it in a racially disparaging manner.
Oh, come on, really? There's nothing racist about the whole tryhard email on Twitch. I'm being serious, like, there's nothing racist about it.
His fans claimed
I mean, just look, stop falling for the BuzzFeed psyop, because seriously, ever since BuzzFeed, like, took over in 2016, like, I don't know, like, things like tryhard is somehow considered racist, even though it's actually a cool emote. But yeah, man, BuzzFeed had to ruin everything.
that he used tryhard7 all the time, and it was just something he typed no matter who was on the screen. And there is proof of him typing this in chat going back weeks before this incident.
I mean, just look at that. He used it before, yet somehow, when he used it, you know, when that guy was appeared, like, obviously didn't mean it that way, but somehow the league took it as, like, racist, and,
The league was not convinced, and fined him $4,000 anyway. Dallas Fuel's response was much more severe.
Oof, Dallas Fuel announced release of Felix xQc. Damn.
Find something that makes you happy. Get the juice box.
3 months into his first season in the Overwatch League, Felix had already lost his job. Now, he had a big choice to make. He could either give up on Overwatch, move back home and try to get a normal job, or he could lean in, gamble everything, and try to become a full-time streamer. You can probably guess what he did. But being a full-time streamer in LA wasn't just snorting Coca-Cola and smashing his own furniture. On multiple occasions, xQc got so loud that his neighbors threatened to call the police on him. Then on May 16th, he heard a loud knock on his door.
Hello? I'm coming out, coming out, coming out. Hello? Yes. What? Hands up, hands up. No.
Alright.
Like this?
Okay.
I think I just got fucking swatted.
SWAT, but was it swatted or noise complaint? Because you're in an apartment, dude.
Yeah, it was SWAT 100%. It wasn't like noise complaint.
Oh yikes, dude! Is everything all right?
Yeah, I was like kind of sick. Dude, they had 3 guns at me. What the?
xQc's fans had escalated from trying to get a reaction out of him in Overwatch to trying to get him arrested on stream. Then on May 27th, it happened again.
Look at all these people talking.
This time, Felix said it was his upstairs neighbors calling in a noise complaint on him. Understandably, he didn't feel safe staying there that night, and texted his new friend Sammy to come pick him up. The two had been spending more time together recently, and she was happy to help out. Soon, they began streaming together.
Okay, listen boys. Let's not. Everyone's putting tryhards in there.
Felix continued to be worried about his safety as packages were going missing at his apartment and he was filled with dread waiting for the police to come raid him again. In the beginning of July, Felix informed his chat that he would be moving in with Adept, but that they were just roommates. And so began the roommate arc on xQc's stream, leading to some of the most wholesome and entertaining content on all of Twitch.
Who is in a relationship? I love you too. Romantic face. Romantic face. Romantic face.
Shut the fuck up.
What a fucking retard cocklord, dude.
In November, Felix went back to Canada to spend the winter with his family. Adept came too, since Felix had met her parents. It only seemed fair that she met his. All roommates do that, right? By this point, xQc's stream was exploding, averaging 15 to 20,000 viewers, who would show up to watch him stream for 11 to 12 hours a day. But Overwatch still had a place in Felix's caffeine-drenched heart, and playing in pro or semi-pro esports gave him something that just being a variety streamer couldn't. An opportunity to compete at the highest levels and prove that he was one of the best Overwatch players alive. So when the LA Gladiators offered him a spot on their contenders team, Felix was quick to accept. After a short time in LA, Felix and Adept would move to yet another new place, Austin, Texas. By early 2018,
that's where like every single Twitch streamer is at, right? Like, you know, Miss Kiff, Asmongold, Soda Poppin', Greek God X used to be there, but then now he's back at England. Like pretty much everyone, like all the big Twitch streamers and overall just streamers in general, they're all in Austin, Texas.
Austin was becoming the hub for Twitch streamers. With names like Asmongold, Mizkif, Greek God X, and
Like I
many
said,
more living there, xQc fit right in. He had just hit 1 million followers on Twitch and was consistently in the top 3 most watched streamers on the whole site by this point. xQc and Adept moved in with popular Austin streamer Soda Poppin'. Within 24 hours of moving into Soda's house, Felix proved just how great of a roommate he was going to be.
Guys, I can't find it. I can't find the cat. I think I let it out.
What?
While Felix's Twitch career was soaring to new heights, his days of pro and semi-pro Overwatch were tanking. Felix had been selected to represent his home team of Canada again in the Overwatch World Cup, but when the team entered the playoffs in November, they went 0-4 and finished in last place. The next month, Felix would receive some disappointing news from his team, the LA Gladiators, while on stream.
As such, we will be parting ways with our players and staff and thanking them for their contribution to our last 2 years. What does that mean? Does that mean that I lose my job? Did I just get fired? Okay.
That turned out to be the last straw for Felix's competitive Overwatch career. He hung up his jersey for the last time, and now his transformation to pure full-time streamer was complete. In a lot of ways, being a full-time streamer is a great gig, and xQc was loving it. He could get up in the morning, start his stream, react to some videos, play some Fall Guys, and for a little while, it was peaceful.
You know, that's what it is right now for me. But man, well, then again, the xQc kind of does a bad job when it comes to reacting. He just sits there and he doesn't really say much. He just, I don't know, like I said, he just sits there, or he gets up and just leaves the video on. That's where, like, you know, the chair, you know, meme came from. Like, oh, it's actually the chair that's reacting now instead of xQc or Hassan. I mean, Hassan's the one who popularized the meme, because seriously, Hassan, he doesn't like copyright at all because, well, he's lazy. xQc, well, at least he cares just a bit, but still, like, when it comes to, like, his reactions, they're terrible.
Sure, he had gotten some minor temporary bans from Twitch for stuff like showing a certain gorilla clip or whale watching in VR chat.
I have to choose. The big whale at the back. Big whale. No.
But for the most
Imagine being offended, bro. That's actually kind of epic.
part, Felix had stayed away from major streaming drama so far. But in early 2020, there was an event that made everyone's lives just a little bit more complicated around the world: the pandemic. To get some more room to spread out and probably to be around fewer people during the height of COVID, Felix bought his own house in Austin, and he and Sammy moved out of Soda Poppin's house in April. X tweeted that he loved being in his own place now. He could argue with himself out loud and even yell at himself without anyone blinking an eye. Felix even attempted cooking for himself for the first time.
Looks alright.
And nearly burnt his brand new house down and burnt himself in the process.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Within 2 weeks, he had transformed the
Bro, what? He just moved in and you're telling me this is what his room looks like? Hey, at least it's not like Asmongold. It's like, look at this. I'm not even joking, chat. This is Asmongold's room right here. Look, well, it used to be, but just look at this. Oh my god, like cups all the way over here, like, you know, from like restaurants or whatever. And then like bags or, you know, boxes of chips. And that's his chair, or his old chair at least, because, you know, he sits on a razor chair now. Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, like, my god. And look, by the way, for this picture right here, he actually, like, cleaned up his whole room after God knows how long he last cleaned it. At least xQc doesn't have a room like Asmongold, because, seriously, I would not want to live in this room. And I bet it smells as well.
place from a brand new property into an episode of Hoarders. In August, Felix traveled to Canada to stay with his family for a while, and Adept came to stay too. Since pretty much every venue and event in the world was shut down and cancelled that summer, it was a good time to spend with family and learn new skills, like how to tie a tie.
Help me do this. Come on.
I don't know how to do these. I've never done one.
You're looking wonderful today. How you feeling?
Oh, fantastic. We've been doing great today. We've been performing really well too.
By the spring of 2021, Felix and Sammy had been just roommates for nearly 3 years and had moved back to the Texas house. But now, clips were coming out that suggested that maybe they were more than just roommates, and it was pretty widely known that they were together. In probably the most obvious announcement of all time, Sammy tweeted, "What if I told you we were never just roommates?" revealing that their first real date was way back in June of 2018 during the scuffed LA Zoo stream. But almost as soon as they moved back to Texas, Felix and Sammy's lives would become a living nightmare.
We were getting raided by the police station at rates that made absolutely no sense. Almost every day, the police came to our house with a full squad because of, you know, fucking idiots. And I was generally scared that I was going to die.
Felix's text.
Oh God, man, if I was swatted that many times, I would be surprised if I haven't, died yet. Cause seriously, imagine being swatted, how many times in one day. I mean, I can imagine it's more than like 5 or 10. Cause man, I mean, at that point, I'm kind of surprised the police hasn't thought like, oh, this is obviously, it's all a joke. Like, obviously, there's nothing going on. I'm surprised they haven't done that. Like, they're not going to do like, a peaceful checkup. Because, obviously, at first, they're going to like, go go all guns blazing, be brutal. But, obviously, as time goes on and it keeps happening, they're going to be like, yeah, there's no way something's happening. So they're going to be like a bit more peaceful. But I guess that never happened in Austin, Texas.
His address had been leaked, and him and Sammy were being held at gunpoint so often that one wrong move could mean the end. They tried to reason with the local police department, telling them that the calls were coming from trolls online, but it didn't help. Understanding that acknowledging the swatters would just embolden them, Felix and Sammy came up with a cover story, saying that they were going to temporarily move out of the house because they were having some renovations done. While Felix's gamer den probably did need new carpet once a week to keep from growing new species of fungus, fans were completely in the dark about the swattings when they moved back in with their old friend Soda Poppin'. This was a unique point in Felix's streaming career too. The first half of 2021, Twitch had been taken over by the gambling meta, with everyone from small streamers to the gaming golem himself getting sucked into the allure of hitting that spin button.
$19,000.
But gambling wasn't just big wins for Felix. His fan base revolted, mostly because other streamers were taking special deals with shady offshore casinos to gamble on stream. The streamer would gamble with the house's money, sometimes allegedly with the scales tipped in their favor, so viewers would see them win a lot of money. The streamer would then get paid, but any winnings they made on stream went back to the casino. It wasn't their money in the first place. Keep in mind at this time there was a huge variety of deals out there. Not everyone streaming gambling at the time was explicitly misleading their audience. But xQc didn't take the sponsored route at first. He gambled raw, using his own money with no sponsorship deal. But after the backlash from his fans for gambling, he decided to take a sponsored deal since in his mind, he was taking the heat anyway, so why not get the bag too? After a couple months of this, Felix admitted in his offline chat that he had become addicted and said he would stop. But that didn't last long at all.
Yeah, I can kind of see why, people like, what was it, Asmongold, Pokemon, and Miss Kiff wanted gambling to be banned, but still, like, there's some people who actually, like, they actually live stream themselves doing gambling on Twitch, and obviously if they get banned, then, well, there goes their livelihood. Well, then again, though, if it wasn't for like the banning of gambling on Twitch, then Kick would not be created. Because seriously, I'm not even joking. Like, supposedly Kick was created after Twitch banned gambling, so I guess we gotta win. I guess, like, nothing really was affected.
Off stream, things just continued to get worse.
Some person went to my old house and broke into it with like a crowbar, and apparently he was like looking for me.
This had gone far beyond someone far away calling the police and lying to them to get xQc swatted. This was something else entirely. To make the situation even stranger, Felix says he checked all of his DMs and messages afterwards to see if the person had messaged him, but he couldn't find anything. After Felix and Sammy moved to Soda Poppin's house, Felix says weird things started to happen there too. He started to worry that if Soda's house started getting swatted too, someone might get hurt, or Soda's dogs might even be in danger.
The problem that I have, it's not really for me, it's like for the people around me or whatever. Just me being around people like endangers them. I just want to put an end to it, because it's just kind of like unfair for others.
Felix would later say that he thought his address got leaked because of his online gambling. See, when you sign up for these offshore casinos, you often have to send them proof of your address. So maybe somebody along the pipeline saw his address, thought, ooh, big streamer's address, I'm gonna leak it, and then the swatting started. After just a short time at Soda's house, Felix went back to Canada to stay with his parents. Maybe if he could just be with his family, he could finally be safe. And at first it seemed like he was. After taking a short break from streaming and setting up his gaming PC in Canada, fans said he was looking better than ever. But before long, the trolls who had been swatting Felix got his parents' address too. But the Canadian police treated the situation a bit differently than the Texas police.
They, after the first big ass raid, they would give us like heads up, and they would like clear the house, whatever, and I found a way to remain on stream and not say anything at all.
That's kind of a Canada W, but then again, though, there's like a lot of terrible things going on in Canada, which I'm not gonna say.
And nobody ever noticed anything different, and the stream always kept going. Every time it happened, they opened the doors, I gave a visual signal, and they cleared the rooms, and they cleared all the angles in the room, make sure nobody was hidden, or nobody was hurt or harmed, so they could finish the house or whatever. And nobody ever noticed. It happened a crazy amount of times. It's I don't even know how many times it happened.
Back on Twitch, the days of Grand Theft Auto roleplay were at their peak.
Some of them, yeah.
Wicked.
That there are kids and families. Are you okay?
I'm not related to any children.
Okay.
Wicked! Oh my!
But GTA wasn't all fun and games for Felix. Before long, he started to get into arguments in-game with Adept that seemed like they were a little more than role-playing.
Now, I admitted to you the other day that in character I was molding, and then out of character,
Don't go there with all of that.
Okay, but
Do you want to end so that we can have the talk that you asked me for or not?
Okay.
Adept ended her stream on at least one occasion due to her.
Sorry for ending stream, but I absolutely hate being emotional on stream, and it wouldn't make sense for my character to be crying on duty, lol. Sometimes I can push past the dog shit, and sometimes I can't. Anyone that would like to throw further dog shit my way, be condescending or contradictory, just remember you don't know the facts or behind the scenes, etc. Well, later this video we're going to find out what's been going on, you know, especially behind the scenes in particular.
In xQc fighting both in and out of game. By August, things had reached a breaking point.
Listen, we left. Listen, I won't talk about that much, man. Me and Sammy got into a little bit of a fight. It is what it is, man. Hey, it is what it is.
Felix explained a little more on Twitter and asked fans not to harass Sammy. After over 3 years together, moving to different cities, states, and countries together, enduring countless swattings, and being the one person the other could confide in, it looked like the saga of Felix and Sammy might have reached its ultimate conclusion. 2021 was an intense time in the life of xQc's streaming career. He would stream for 10, 11, 12 hours at a time just about every single day. Sometimes he wouldn't sleep and just streamed for 20 hours. A lot of people look at streamers and think, that's easy, I could play Grand Theft Auto for 20 hours straight and make a ton of money, that would be awesome. And it probably would be for them until they realize to hold a viewer's attention for that long, you actually have to be entertaining.
Yeah, because at the same time TikTok had to ruin people's attention span, so it's like somehow you had to like, you know, be as fast paced and just saying all these weird catchphrases that you know, TikTokers would say and do. I don't know. I believe that TikTok kind of ruined how you know, people's attention spans are, and it's kind of hard to like keep people's, you know, attention as a result. Kind of explains why people have to like react to videos so that way people can actually, you know, be engaged.
When you're streaming for 12 hours a day, every day with no days off,
I mean, I'm still enjoying streaming, but I don't stream like 20 hours per day. God, no, I would be dead by then.
not answering text messages, you're too busy reading chat. You're not answering phone calls, you're in Discord with other streamers. You're probably not taking a lunch break either, you're having some fast food DoorDash to you and then throwing the trash on the floor. When you're done rebroadcasting a YouTube video that you're going to immediately pay an editor to re-upload to make money off your reaction. 2021, a new craze took over Twitch.
Oh god. xQc reacting to xQc. That's probably gonna be the future, where xQc is gonna run out of content, so he has to react to his own reaction. I swear to God, that's actually gonna happen in the future. I won't do that for sure.
In the form of
guys, today's intro was pretty good, guys. Guys, I really enjoyed the intro. What games we playing today, boys?
But I digress. The point is, being a streamer isn't actually a great job. In fact, I would argue it's a terrible one. There's no healthcare, there's no paid days off, and it really strains your relationships with other people in the real world because streamers like this don't really live in the real world. They live in the stream. And
yeah, because, you know, they backstab each other whenever they have the opportunity to do so, you know, so that way it could actually, like, benefit them. And, you know, I don't know, it's like a toxic place. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are throwing each other under the bus. They're, like I said, backstabbing each other. Like, they'll do whatever they could so that way they can get a lot more respect and they can keep growing. And only God knows what could happen if it happens to the last two big streamers. Kind of explains why, you know, people just don't like Twitch streamers no more because, you know, just the people who are on top of it are just terrible people. That's why I kind of just stopped streaming on Twitch as well. Because I just don't want to be associated with those people, and especially the platform.
And all of this this was starting to affect Felix's health and relationships in a big way. He told his chat he was having trouble sleeping, having night terrors. He missed in real life events like Pokemon's podcast because he overslept. And some people were starting to worry that Felix was truly addicted to gambling. Halfway through the year, he had already wagered over $29 million. And these numbers aren't dollars. They're the number of spins.
5 reasons to not quit your gambling addiction. Number 5. 99% of gambling addicts quit gambling right before they hit the jackpot.
Felix told his chat multiple times that he was going to stop gambling, and then would almost immediately go back to it. By the end of the summer after the breakup, things looked like they were going to just keep getting worse. After the breakup was made public, Adept tweeted that she lived with a clear conscience, knowing the truth about who she is and what she's experienced. Some fans reading too far into this took it to mean that xQc had abused her. Adept clarified the next day that that didn't happen, and that she was only trying to salvage any privacy she had left. It appeared that both Felix and Sammy wanted this to be a clear break without fans harassing either one of them. But within just a few weeks, Adept was spotted in the background of some of xQc's streams. In early September, Felix posted this picture of the two of them together. It looked like they had smoothed things over and had moved back in together.
That won't last long, judging by the video.
September 2021 was a particularly big month on Twitch because a massive IRL streamer event was coming up, Shit Camp. Planned by streamer QT Cinderella, the plan was to get all of the biggest creators on Twitch together for a summer camp meets game show slumber party. Imagine the smell.
Oh god, that looks terrible. Jeez.
Adept and Felix attended this event as a couple, and it seemed like things were back to normal. More clips came out of them arguing, and there were rumors that they had broken up again in November. The stable relationship was devolving into an on-again, off-again mess. The only thing with any stability in xQc's life was his streaming schedule, and that was making him an extreme amount of money. The sponsorships he was taking at the time were worth 6 figures, and he had enough Twitch subs and ad revenue to be making enough money to make a trip to space every month.
Hell yes.
Instead, he bought a car. But not just any car, a $300,000 McLaren 720S Spider. Felix said it occurred to him that he had finally made it, and buying the McLaren was a symbol of that. From eating cup noodles in a dirty apartment in LA to eating cup noodles in a dirty house in LA and buying a cool car on a
Oh, he made it worse. You gotta be kidding me.
whim because he liked the fast cars in Grand Theft Auto. The discerning viewer will notice that chat's immediate reaction to this announcement was to make fun of him for not being able to drive.
You're telling me after years of, playing Overwatch professionally and living in LA and then now becoming like a full-time streamer and doing whatever, you're telling me he still haven't had a driver's license yet? Bro, you gotta be oh my god. I mean, I still haven't got mine yet, but I'm getting close to doing it.
He still did not have a driver's license, and Sammy usually drove him around in the Tesla he had bought. In December, they went to pick up the McLaren. X posted a picture with the caption, "Where it all began, the Overwatch League days." Sammy was there too, and posted a picture of X saying, "Damn, whose boyfriend is this? Sheesh." I'm not sure if she was flexing or genuinely asking, because I'm pretty sure they had broken up and gotten back together at least 3 times by this point. But things seemed good now, with Adept waxing nostalgic that they had returned to the arena where they met exactly 4 years later. But even with Adept by his side, the night terrors continued to get worse for Felix.
Like that at some point in our lives. Somebody's personality traits.
Oh, jeez.
And so, oh my god.
The constant swattings they had endured, with police breaking in and pointing guns at them, and people breaking in.
Twitch streamer xQc moves house after almost daily swatting incidents. Man, if that happened to me, I would just quit streaming. But thank God it hasn't.
To the Texas house looking for Felix had taken a serious toll on his psyche. Things were starting to get very dark.
Let's gather around at shit camp and sing our shit camp song.
September 2022. Shit Camp was set to be bigger and better than ever. xQc was going to be one of the main attractions, with streamer Ludwig building a set for a game show that xQc would host. But just one day before the event, xQc told his chat that he wasn't going. And watching that clip was how QT Cinderella found out. X hadn't told any of the organizers that he wouldn't be there. People online immediately attributed this to Felix's apparent gambling addiction. Maybe if QT had put a slot machine, he would have showed up. Random LSF commenters weren't the only ones coming to the same conclusion.
Felix, if you want to go into drama, let's talk about how you ditched the Creator Clash at the last minute to go gamble and by yourself. When the Creator Clash was for charity and they were all relying on you, had to change the name and everyone that was going because you ditched to go gamble.
By the 16th, the pressure got to Felix and he decided it was time to offer an alternative explanation.
I was cornered into choosing between family and Sammy, and unfortunately what happened is that I kind of just chose family.
He went on to say that this breakup was different than the others. There was no arguing, no fighting, but something had happened between Felix's brother, his brother's girlfriend, and Sammy. Whatever this was turned out to be the last straw, and Felix and Sammy agreed it was time to end things for good this time. But Sammy was not happy that Felix had made this breakup public, because when you have 100,000 people that tune into your stream every day, a few of them are going to go over to Adept's stream after this and call her a whale, even if xQc asked them not to. That same day, Felix tried to call her and explain himself. It did not go well.
You knew that I've always wanted, when things are moving on, to move on. You know how I am. Okay? I don't cut it halfway. I have to go all the way. I don't have any things above my head all fucking day.
I can't do this with you anymore. You are not a victim
Okay,
here. You have never been a victim here.
okay,
I'm done speaking with you.
I'm done
You
as
are
well.
not a victim.
It's okay.
Stop victimizing yourself.
I'm sorry. This got too heavy. I'm sorry. Bye. Just.
Despite xQc's stream turning into Jerry Springer for Zoomers, Felix's fans still had his back for the most part, with one saying, "I really hope that this doesn't make his sleep issues worse. Sammy was there for him quite a bit, so I hope he doesn't spiral out." At first, it seemed like that was the end of it. But in early November, Adept started dropping hints that there was much, much more going on behind the scenes.
What? So how does a vehicle registration work? How does vehicle registration work? You've never bought a car in your life. How does vehicle registration work? Yeah, exactly. Thank you. There are adults in the chat telling you the answers that you need to know right there.
Just a couple weeks later, Adept posted this image on her Instagram story. Either she had just become the most overpaid florist of all time and was making a delivery, or she was using Felix's McLaren to go on dates. And the date definitely wasn't with him, since he was
Oh, geez, that's like salt in the wound right there.
playing GTA at the time and reacted to this picture live on stream.
Whoa!
Just a couple months later in January 2023, something would happen on xQc's stream that would live in internet history forever.
Here we go, man. This clip blew up. Like, this is what caught my attention too.
Chat, we forgot. Oh my god, we forgot.
Oh my god, shut up! My god!
This clip immediately blew up on Reddit, with one thread getting nearly 11,000 upvotes and thousands of comments speculating on what was going on. People cleaned up the audio and posted for
Oh, this is an archive post, so I guess, after it blew up, I guess Adept just got so unhappy, so I guess he decided to just delete it. Damn.
versions of their own subtitles and transcripts. This clip was already in the lead for the most parasocial moment of 2023, and the year was only a week old. But to these people's credit, this whole saga had been broadcast live for months. Why stop watching the show when it's heating up to new levels of crazy? The most interesting part of this was that Adept had mentioned a court order, and if there really was a court order, that meant that they had gone to court against each other at some point. Why would they do that? Within a couple of hours, people online had found public court records showing that Adept had filed something against xQc. She even had a restraining order against him. The most bizarre thing was, this filing was a request for a divorce.
What? Huh.
Filed the same day, Adept posted the picture of the flowers in the McLaren. Had they been secretly married this whole time?
I am not married. I was never married. Is a restraining order, in the grand scheme of things, is not always what you think it is. Okay? In a case like that, it's extremely common that it comes with it.
Within a day, big YouTubers and streamers were all talking about this divorce case. Destiny pulled the public court records and started going through them on stream. It turned out that Felix and Sammy had never been formally married, but Sammy was claiming that they had been common law married. Common law marriage is something that 8 states in the United States have, and in Texas, where Adept and xQc live together, the couple has to agree to be married, live together in Texas as husband and wife, and represent to others that they were married.
What Adept is trying to do is she's trying to make the argument that her and xQc probably met the requirements, or should have met the requirements for common law marriage. So she's trying to file for a divorce now, because when she gets divorced from xQc, she's going to be entitled to some sum of his assets that were accumulated during the duration of the marriage. That's what she's trying to do. Gold digging, unironically.
It became immediately clear that the stakes for this divorce case were immensely high. The house, the cars, the millions of dollars in crypto and other assets were all at stake.
because people don't know this is the biggest common law marriage case the world has ever seen, and only I got the court documents for now.
This is where a YouTuber called Henry Resilient comes in. If it weren't for Henry, most of the details about this case would be unknown to the public. He's a former investigator who got legal, legitimate copies of the court proceedings between xQc and Adept.
So is he like a former lawyer as well? Like how does it work legally? Like how does he have like legal access to like court documents like these?
And he's consistently been one of the first people to break news on this story. A link to Henry's channel is in the description right below the contractually obligated bit. Sorry, Henry, I gotta pay bills too. But make sure you guys hit subscribe, show him some love, because I got the very special opportunity to interview him for this video.
So why did you hit me up, Jabroney?
As soon as I started researching this, like, you just kept popping up over and over and over. I'm like, okay, this is the subject matter expert, so I got to talk to the subject matter expert, right? And honestly, like, stepping back, looking at the whole timeline, this case is crazy. Like, it's nuts.
I've been trying to tell people this is the biggest common law divorce, craziest case known to man, and for the likes of me, no one will cover it.
In January, right when this news broke, Henry showed the affidavit where Adept asked for a temporary restraining order. Adept said she had been harassed and is afraid of further harassment, and therefore asks the court to issue a restraining order to bar xQc from speaking about the litigation until a full hearing can be held. She also told the court that they had been married since August of 2020. During that visit to see xQc in Canada, she had told immigration authorities that they were married because Canada wasn't allowing visitors into the country who were unmarried. She also says they've been living together in Texas since then and have presented themselves as married to friends and family. She also says that fans started doxing, harassing, and swatting them after they made their relationship public. In Henry's analysis of this affidavit, he asserts that Adept included this information in the lawsuit so she can sue him for money to cover the cost of armed security, therapy, and any other costs that could be associated with this. She even takes it a step further and tells the judge that she expects Felix to dox her and encourage his fans to harass and possibly physically harm her and her family.
Of course she would say something like that. You gotta be kidding me.
Temporary restraining order was granted after this was filed, and xQc wasn't allowed to discuss any of this on stream. Adept had gone on to file an amended motion where she requests that Felix pay her attorney fees, give her sole possession of xQc's BMW and Tesla, prevent xQc from using the McLaren, prevent him from gambling, buying or wearing expensive clothes, and she asks the court to take $500,000 from him and give it to her if he violates the temporary restraining order.
So basically that's her way of saying you can't have fun no more. I guess that's why he wears a lot of white t-shirts now, because he can't even buy, like, you know, a much better shirt because, you know, it's because of this, you know, lawsuit that's going on, or just court that, I don't know. Like I said, it's like, you know, just her way of saying you can't have fun no more.
Stop having fun. Stop having fun this instant.
Exactly what I just said.
Not long after, Adept and her lawyers filed a list of violations with the court, claiming that xQc had broken the restraining order and should be made to pay up. There's just one problem with this list of violations. It's chock full of lies. She tells the judge in this document that xQc leaked Destiny the court documents when Destiny had actually gotten them legally, as they were public documents. She also says that xQc streamed their argument on the 7th without her knowledge or consent. I'm pretty sure she just blatantly lied in that first list of violations, like...
No way!
And I know lie is a strong word. Lie is a strong word, right? But I'm pretty sure she says that without her knowledge or consent, he allowed their argument to be live streamed. And I'm talking about that January 7th
the one I was just playing.
Allowing the discussion of pending litigation online. But she had actually typed in his chat 2 times before she started banging on the door.
Adept logs in xQc's chat around 30 to 60 minutes before he ended. Dang, so she was like, unlock, unlock. Man, I mean, obviously you can't even see that because the chat's like, you guys see that, right? Like, you saw, like, you know, xQc's chat before, like, it's super fast. Like, how is, you know, X supposed to see that?
Yes.
So, is there no, like, repercussion for just saying whatever? Like that's a lie.
In family court, there's no repercussion. In criminal court, there's a thing called perjury. In family court, perjury really doesn't exist. But what she's been doing is trying to ensnare him in the family court system with a violation to find him in contempt. If I can get $1 million from entrapping you and violating this court order, it's worth it, right? It's worth it.
Just a few weeks after all these court documents came to light, on January 20th, the police were called to xQc's house in Texas. Once again, we have to thank Henry for getting a snippet of the police report and posting it on his YouTube. According to the police report, Sammy and her mother were in xQc's house without his permission. Apparently, Felix told the police that they were stealing his stuff because the reason for the report is a burglary in progress. Sammy told the police that they were married, and Felix told them that they had only been dating for about 6 months.
Of course she's gonna pull "we're married" card. I mean, come on.
Back in court, Felix's lawyers were arguing that they were never married. They asked the judge to come to a conclusion about whether they were ever married before trying to split up any of the assets like Adept's lawyers were requesting. The stakes just got notched up higher than ever.
If she convinces a judge that they were married, the dig into the finances and his gambling, it's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt sponsors. It's going to be bad, and he should just settle, in my opinion. Hey, bust her down for the McLaren, but she knows that if she goes for more, she can get it.
At the end of May, xQc had decided to move back into his Texas house. But when he asked a friend to go over to make sure it was ready for him to stream in, what they found was pretty surprising.
This is my brother? It's dark. There's no power, no water, no internet. In that okay?
Just 2 days later, a clip from Adept's stream went viral.
I've been trying to tell the truth for a long time. This is my wedding ring. That's a truthful statement. I didn't purchase it for myself. That's a truthful statement. This wedding ring was purchased on May 8th, I think we said, right? Wasn't that the day of the receipt? And I didn't buy it. That's a truthful statement. I've been married for 3 years. That's a truthful statement. I got a phone call on May 15th. I got a phone call. I didn't call nobody. I didn't beg nobody to call me.
Now, it's pretty tempting to write off everything Adept says in this clip because she claims that she's been married for 3 years as a fact, when in reality, she had been fighting in court for 7 months to prove it. So it's not exactly a proven fact. But if you stop and think for a second, maybe there are some little hints of truth about what's been going on behind the scenes in what she's saying. And one of those things is the ring. If we consider the possibility that she didn't actually buy it for herself, where did that thing come from? A week later, Felix posted a cryptic video where he shows a tour of his entire Texas house room by room.
Wait, why does he... Hold on.
A week later, Felix posted a cryptic video where he shows a tour...
Why does he have that? Unless that's like Adept's room, like, why? Why does he even have this? Like, that's like the most TikTok room I've ever seen. Like, you know, that's... I mean, it looks like, you know, he doesn't use it. Maybe it's like Adept's because, I don't know. You know, like you see like the phone ring light over here. Yep. And that looks like kind of like makeup and a bit of junk. Like, I don't know, it looks more like Adept instead of xQc. Because if this is, you know, X is, you know, I don't know, like TikTok room or whatever. Like, I don't know, some room where he's going to like record some videos. I don't know, it looks kind of odd. Because, you know, he typically like streams in a room with his computer and a bunch of trash.
Tour of his entire Texas house room by room. He doesn't explain why, but the end of the video revealed a lot.
I'm getting out. Thank you for helping out.
The police were waiting outside the house, along with Sammy and possibly Sammy's mom. But were the police escorting Felix out of his own house? Were they escorting Sammy out of the house? Or something else? The next day on Twitter, fans were speculating about the ring and the reason xQc and Adept were staying in the same house. Felix replied to a tweet and said that cars were going around the house and that he got a call, presumably from Sammy, pleading for him to be there for safety. He says the pictures were taken off his phone while he was asleep. Do you think that incident where he went there and she was there and they spent the night in the house together, do you think that like muddied the waters of this whole trial?
No, because they're arguing marriage. Just because he went over there to have sex with her, it doesn't mean that they were married. But what happened after that was the whole false allegation of assault.
Completely unknown to the public at the time, Adept had called the police and accused Felix of sexual assault. Now, on top of losing...
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Of course. So she went from, you know, tagging him for his money and try to get him to, like, you know, try to get, like, a restraining order, but now she's trying to, like, you know, get him under arrest, like, put him in jail or prison just for, like, sexual assault, which is false. Oh, I hate it when people do stuff like that.
Half of everything he owned, he was at risk of going to prison and being put on the sex offenders registry. There was also a temporary protective order issued against him, which is something usually only issued against violent or potentially dangerous offenders. Felix could now go to jail just for being around Sammy or saying the wrong thing about the case to the wrong person. Just a couple days after this police report was filed, xQc went to check his mail.
there was a letter that demanded an extremely sizable financial settlement, and these things wouldn't get out there. Very sizable amounts, and it basically wouldn't happen. I saw that, and in front of me, with these two things happening, well, I had to make an adult decision. And the adult decision that I made is that I wouldn't budge on any of it, and I wasn't gonna buy my way out of anything. I wasn't gonna give in to evil, and I wasn't gonna just let the waves wash over me.
After Felix denied the multi-million-dollar settlement demand, Adept and her lawyers kept pushing the court to make the protective order permanent.
When going home, the Border Patrol agent were like, hey man, you have a protective order against you in the state of Texas. What about it? I had to sit there in line at the airport and explain it, and I felt like I was treated like a criminal.
Felix also revealed that one of the nights they had spent together, he had passed out, and while he was passed out, Adept took his phone and over 700 pictures of text messages, Discord conversations, and all kinds of logs that he had on his phone with
700 pictures? My God, what is she trying to do with all those pictures? Like, like all the text messages. Like, she's not gonna incriminate him because there's nothing that he hasn't even done anything that's criminal. Like, I doubt that there's anything in the text messages or Discord DMs that can like incriminate him.
Other people. Adept started to slowly leak some of these pictures, including one where she claims xQc paid one of his head mods to sleep with him. xQc's response was that he paid her flight and expenses to come visit him and watch him while he was sleeping, since he was still having night terrors and choking in his sleep. Adept went on stream and questioned why Felix couldn't just have a family member do this for him.
Oh, if you're worrying about your health, just call your family. Well, I couldn't do that anymore. I wonder why that happened. I wonder at the time why I couldn't call family. I wonder. Well, maybe because your ass made a massive drama that split me and my family apart entirely. It's almost like I had nobody at the time.
Felix's family, while supportive, were aware that he had a sexual assault case open against him. Nothing's going to cool relations at the family dinner table faster than being under investigation for being a monster.
Yeah, that's kind of depressing. Like, not even his family like wanted to like give him benefit of the doubt and say like, oh, this, his ex is trying to like misrepresent him and try to like falsely accuse him of sexual assault. Like, no matter what's done, we're gonna like believe in you. Hopefully, you can defeat her in court. But no, they just full blown just stopped communicating with him at the time. I don't know. That's really depressing. Like, I thought like his family would actually have his back until like he's proven guilty, but automatically they thought he was guilty, so they cut ties with him. I kind of hope that ever since this whole thing's been cleared up, hopefully xQc and his family like they're still in a cool relationship. I'm not trying to like dig into his personal life, but it's like I kind of feel bad for the guy after hearing about this. I mean, come on, this almost ruined his life.
In the heat of the summer, while all this was going on, Felix had finally revealed why he says all of this started.
I kept waking up and like injuring myself and shit like that, and I felt like I was gonna die soon. I felt like I wasn't gonna live very long. And then I got like people to organize everything, like investments, and get all my papers in order, and get a will. Answer all the questions normally, and then one of them was like, "Oh, what's your like status?" And then it's like, well, it's like single, Like like if I die, like okay, well, might will go to like family like that, and then after that, things just kind of like started like blowing the fuck up.
Felix says after this, his relationship with Sammy spiraled out of control, and she filed for a common law divorce against him. He said that ever since the will had been drafted, he had been trying to make as much money as possible so that in the event he dies, his family will be taken care of. To that end, Felix signed a $100 million deal with Kick, and it wasn't even exclusive. He could still stream on Twitch and keep making money over there as well.
Yeah, that's crazy, but I mean, after hearing about this, I guess it kind of makes sense for xQc to get this money and just accept the deal. Because after all, like, he's still like trying to fight out this case in court, like about him being a sexual abuser. Like, obviously, if he's put in prison, then all that money will be put to his family and his loved ones. So I guess it makes sense why he would want to get as much money as possible, like get 100 mil from Kick, so that way, in case like in case he wants to be, or he gets put in prison. I said no, he doesn't want to be in prison. Of course, I don't want him, or nor does he want to be put in prison. But in case he gets put in prison, all that money can be put to his family and loved ones.
If he could beat the criminal case and the divorce, he could stack money for his parents and brother. At the end of August, Henry was searching for the SA police report. He knew it was out there and was getting closer. The police denied his request, but their response told him everything he needed to know.
It is information and internal records of a law enforcement agency relating to a closed criminal investigation that ended in a result other than a conviction or deferred adjudication.
The criminal case against xQc had been dropped.
After months.
That's my boy right there. You know, XQCW right there.
Sitting in the dark, I actually had something or somebody tell me and validate that my brain was rooted in reality.
Once the criminal case was over, only the massive divorce remained. It was still the largest common law marriage case in history, and an untold amount of money was on the line. The final hearing was supposed to happen very soon, and it was at this point that one of the parties in the case asked for something very strange. Somebody asked for a jury trial.
Adept did, because the lawyer, she asked for the jury trial because the judge was giving her no play. She denied her alimony. She denied lawyer fees. She denied the $500,000 bond. The judge was not buying for 1 second that they were married. But because we're in America, we have to go through this judicial system. Even if I say, no, Jabroney hit me and I'm suing him for assault. And here's the lawsuit. And now Jabroney got to get a lawyer and prove that he didn't hit me.
You think they could kind of see the writing on the wall and they say, you know what?
100%.
We better get a jury. We're going to get you crying on the witness stand.
Because think about this. This has been going on since she filed in November of 2022. And from November 2022, at any point in time, she could have requested a jury trial. She wait until literally after the denial of everything, right before they're supposed to have their trial between, the trial in front of the judge, to request a jury trial.
The same judge that was hearing the divorce proceedings had heard the SA case, and she didn't like it. xQc was found to be a credible witness, and Adept and her legal team could feel that things weren't exactly going their way.
I just find it how the judge was like, yeah, no, get this case out of here. The dude's innocent automatically. She just could tell, this is, just nonsense. It's nothing.
But if Adept was losing ground in the courts, she was going to make one last-ditch effort to win in the court of public opinion. On the night of October 3rd, she went live on Twitch to do just that.
Why are they so hard to find? It's because I'm so crazy and I have so many screenshots, over 700. Baby girl, you want to add the numbers up? It's over 15. It's like over 2,000. You guys act like I said, that I'm not in a war. You guys act like I'm not at war.
Tons of streamers and content creators tuned into this stream, and it pulled over 4,000 concurrent viewers.
Even still, you guys have no idea how truly on and off things were in the last year.
I believe her.
You really don't know.
He was blowing her back out.
Adept then spent the rest of the stream reading messages that she had stolen from xQc's phone, picking out the particularly juicy parts in an attempt to make him look as bad as possible. She also leaked several people's real names that weren't public before. She spends a lot of time calling girls that Felix had been messaging and dating over the last year pick-me's, and she hints to having more messages that she can release if certain people make her mad. And then, somebody at Twitch noticed.
See, the reason why I kept playing this song earlier, because I'm...
Oh. Uh-oh. Obviously, someone from Twitch was like, yeah, get this woman out of here, okay? She's lying, okay? She's trying to make one of our big streamers looking terrible. Obviously, all she's saying is nonsense. She's lying. Yeah, just get her out. And that's what they did. They took her out.
The next day, xQc posted a video called "She Went Too Far and Got Banned." That's where a lot of the clips I've used so far came from. Since he was under orders from the court not to talk about a lot of these things, for a long time he didn't. But now, it was like a massive weight had been lifted from his shoulders.
And a lot of evil was shown, and a lot of terrible things were said and done. I sat there, and I was asked that question multiple times. Do you want peace, or do you want justice? And over again, I answered, I want peace. Now, where I'm at, I was asked, do you want peace or justice? I said, I want justice. I want justice now.
Then on December 4th, xQc had told his chat that he got a very unexpected text message.
I thought I'd never see the day, to be honest. But I was in the middle of the stream, and I got text message. email, and I want to go away from the computer to call and confirm if it was true or not and get an explanation. They just gave me the news that I was no longer in any significant legal battle, and it's all over.
After a year in court, it was finally over. The criminal case, the allegations, the leaked messages, the looming dread of not being able to speak about this, and the fear of going to jail or losing his empire, gone. Felix outlived the Overwatch League.
Yeah, look at that. Look, with the completion of the 2023 Overwatch League season, we will be focusing on building our vision of a revitalized esports program. We're eager to share more with you as details are finalized. Yep, that's right. The Overwatch League gone. Now it's like Overwatch esports. Like xQc, he surpassed the league entirely. Like the league just died.
Survived countless swattings and police raids and came out on top. And while it wasn't exactly a clean break, with Felix immediately trying to get back with Adept and then admitting he's an idiot, and
Bruh. Really?
the car ownership thing is still being worked out, it seems like the whole thing changed Felix in a pretty big way. When this started, he was someone who might have been more willing to settle, buy his way out of hard situations, and just want things to be easy in general. But it seems like this changed him, at least a little bit, into someone who wants justice. And that is one thing money can't buy. Just want to say thanks one more time to Henry Resilient. I couldn't have done this without him. Make sure you check out his channel, link in the description. If you like this video, you'll probably like my video I made a while back.
Ironic, because look, as soon as I said like the video, it just, the glowing like button just began. So you know what? Just for you, Jabroney, I'm liking the video because this is a good video. Not gonna lie. So yeah, that's it, I guess.